You might know fighting, but you don't know super fighting. Lay LK at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. And what is up, my people? We are here for another super duper amazing episode of Respond React. That's right, we up in here. And today, I'm bringing y'all the issue number 1 of SFC, Super Fighting Championship from Evoluzione Publishing. I'm probably still saying that wrong. Written by my man Marcel Dupree, doing his thing, holding it down, and giving me a chance to check out the book and see what it's really about. So guys, Super Fighting Championship chronicles the organization that is similar to something like maybe the WWE, where instead of just normal men, well, those aren't normal men, those dudes are like mountains of muscles. But anyway, instead of humans wrestling each other, they have people with superpowers, whether they're psionic, whether they're telepathic, no matter what it is, they have some type of superpower and they are fighting each other, of course, for the enjoyment of the viewers. And they have announcers just like it. The announcers are pretty cool. And the dope and touching and gripping part of this story has to do with the interconnection of these characters. You have characters like Jayco, you have characters like Kasai and Boss Stunner that really walk through this story and learn about this organization and kind of see how they treat their entertainers or their athletes that are fighting, every day, for their enjoyment, and kind of how it works, how they build up heroes, how they, build up villains and things of that nature. And it's really cool. You get to see not only about 4 action sequences, which are, of course, kind of like WWE, so they're staged a certain way, but you do get to see some cool fight scenes. And then you also get to see the inner workings of the organization inside of it. And they do it in a way where it's not boring, which is really cool because usually, stories can get tied down when you get to kind of the exposition pieces that people have to know, but they give it to you in a way that's entertaining and that also helps to move the story along. So you're not just there to learn A, B, and C. You're learning A, B, and C, but while moving forward and while keeping the story in motion. So as someone who loved the WWE when I was younger, it's just cool to kind of see something that's playing off of that kind of attitude and vibe and atmosphere. And I think the characters really show up. The characters have a lot of attitude and a lot of charisma, and they really, really knock it out of the park when it comes to that. I mean, like, there's this older character like Dynamo, and he, you can tell he was the bomb back in the day, but he's coming to the end of his road. He has a family and kids. You got Kasai, who's like the young upstart. You got Angelica Reigns, the gentleman, the Ram, all of these people that are really, they have their outside lives and they play well inside of the organization and how they kind of relate to each other. Now, there's also a B storyline that goes on towards the end of the issue that I think is very well paced, and it's a great sequence as well. And it just shows how well Evoluzione Publishing is really just tackling these different genres, these different ideas and stuff, and they're doing an amazing job on the writing front. Now, on the art front, I have a slight different feeling. The cover to SFC issue number 1 is really dope. I really enjoyed the cover, and I thought the cover was going to be the interior art, but unfortunately it's not. The interior art is completely different. The art on the inside doesn't, in my opinion, match the story. For something like this, especially with a lot of fight scenes, I'd love to see somebody with an art style similar to like maybe Karan Grant, Kari Randolph, closer to like Alvin Lee, something like that. I think this art style doesn't really serve the story, especially when you're having a lot of fight sequences, because this type of art style doesn't show off just the angles and the posing and the framing that a fight scene I think deserves. The art style here isn't bad. The art style just doesn't match what they're doing. The art style here seems to be more of kind of like a news strip art style, kind of like, or almost like Doug the Animated Series, something like that. And also another issue with the art is that the character models aren't always consistent. And then another downside to this book is that there are a few grammatical errors. But being an issue number 1, of course, sometimes it just be like that, y'all. So all in all, I'd have to say this book is for someone who definitely reminisces, has some nostalgia for like WWE maybe when they're younger, or even still love it now, and also loves story more than they love art. Because I have a lot of readers that are like, I really don't care who's drawing it, I just love the stories. And this would probably definitely be up your alley, because someone who trends closer to the art side would probably think that this art style doesn't match the book. So all in all, I'd say if you love fighting tournaments, WWE, boxing, something like that, give this book a shot. I think you might like it. If you're someone who is definitely not into boxing or WWE or something like that, but you're still into stories about people that, you know, are kind of like working together in a sort of day-to-day kind of fashion, you can get a lot of that out of this book. So that's how I feel, y'all. If you guys have picked up SFC #1 Super Fighting Championship from Evoluzione Publishing, what I need y'all to do is get down in them comments. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about the book. What did you like? What did you love? What did you hate? Unfortunately. And also, before I get out this piece, you know I gotta holla at LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And never forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.